But having a little chat about something you might consider boring could actually be good for you. That's according to researchers from the University of Michigan, who say dull exchanges offer an opportunity for connection that can boost your mood. Well, let us make more than small talk with Professor Paul Dolan, who's a behavioural scientist at the London School of Economics and the author of many books, including Happiness by Design, Finding Pleasure and Purpose in Everyday Life. Paul, many thanks for joining us on News Hour.
Thank you very much for having me on to do some small talk.
Well, let's try and make it more meaningful than that. Well, look, I mean, it cuts to the heart of the issue, doesn't it? Because one person's boring is actually another person's scintillating. It's actually just about enthusiasm for a subject, isn't it?
Well, maybe it's not even that. I mean, it's just about connection fundamentally. I think that's why. So one of the things that we know is that we're not very good forecasters of the things that will make us feel good. And especially when it comes to connections with other people. And so we might be paying attention to, oh my God, this needs to be a really interesting conversation that we're about to have. And actually, it's not really about that at all. It's about connection and about listening and just feeling part of something more than yourself. And so it can actually be something really quite boring.
Right. So it sort of doesn't matter what the subject matter is. It's literally the human engagement part of it that is beneficial and gives people a boost.
That's it. That's
and
it.
is this particularly? Oh, go on.
No, I was going to say, because in this paper they were asked to talk about all sorts of random stuff, like including onions. I seem to be talking a lot about onions. It's like, I mean, just anything, almost anything.
But is that because we're essentially starved of human interaction in the days of being glued to devices and screens, that actually, if you lock eyes with someone, just have a back and forth, it's so valuable because we're not doing it enough?
We probably are doing it less, aren't we? I mean, look. I mean, you'd expect an academic to say we need randomised control trials, and we don't have them. So we're making inferences from what we observe correlationally. But we've all witnessed it, haven't we? You've been in a queue for the post office or something. I'm sounding old now. And people are on their phones, whereas before you might have had a little natter with them. So that's and I particularly think that younger people are struggling with that because they've up around their phones, and also, of course, COVID hit them very hard. And so I think there's a case to be made, to be perfectly honest, about actually teaching this stuff in schools, doing it as part of C.
How would you teach it though, Paul? What is the art of making small talk?
Oh, you might expect someone who works in the university to know the answer to that question, but I mean, I think some of it comes down to temperament. I mean, it's not everybody. It won't be for everybody, and I think that's important. I think it's important that we recognise individual differences. So you don't always have to be instigating the small talk yourself, but you can be receptive to it. I think that's really just open to it, and I think a lot of people think it'll be awkward, and because if we all know that it might feel a bit awkward, we're going to lower the bar of what awkwardness looks like and just engage it more with people.
Right, there's on everyone's to-do list for today then. Go and find somebody to make small talk with. Paul, thanks so much. Professor Paul Dolan there, behavioural scientist at the London School of Economics.